know what?
What?
I just wasted a whole lot of time. I just hit the live button. I can't believe we've been talking this long. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been talking for the last several minutes, and I forgot to hit the go live button. Let's
That's
start
okay.
over. See, this is why I have Big Outlaw in training. It's like when you go to the cashier and they got the in training one and everybody avoids it. This is why. Oh, man.
It's okay.
We get to start all over. So we'll start by saying hi to everybody. So let's go with Little Twisted. See, you're here. We actually said hi to everybody and then realized just now that once it's going live and we've been live talking for 10 minutes. So I apologize. Holly's laughing on the inside. I know it. She is just ready to bust it. Everybody, this is Holly. Holly has been a very dear friend of mine. Holly is a state record holder in deadlift. She's been like more than a sister. She's fed me very well several times throughout the year. And we both work together at Battle Fitness. So tonight's Battle Fitness night. That's why the guns are out because that's where we're going. Hello, Sonny. Hello, Griff. Roger. Yes. I actually turned my phone off because it was ringing because I thought I was live. Sorry, Grizzly. Lenny. I guess I won't put my phone on Do Not Disturb anymore. Okay, Holly, let's start over.
Sounds good.
Now that we rehearsed a little bit, you know, yeah, exactly. I'm counting peanut butter jars, secretly plotting to go back and start feeding them again.
I did find blue stuff for you that I have a pile to give to you actually
Oh,
at work.
I'm gonna. I was on another show and they gave me an idea. I'm gonna put like a tracker ID in it in
Mhm.
something, and then
Well,
we're gonna see
I
what it
found
is.
some blue Uno cards. I thought that would be to see if they would pick them up because they took those crystals pretty good that I gave you.
Yeah, they took the crystals right away. Left
Mhm.
the other ones, blue ones. And Sunny, yes. And actually, the look is all Holly's fault for those of you who don't know. Hey, Joy. Holly made a comment that my hair looked like Wolverine before Halloween. So what I decided to do was go all out and uh, try to be Old Man Logan. So we dyed the beard, grew a beard, dyed the hair, and people seem to have liked it. So we kept it. That's why we're here. Holly, got to start over. I am so embarrassed.
Oh, don't worry about it.
So, Holly, tell us again. Actually, tell me again. Nobody heard it the first time about you being a
I
mom
am
and all
a
that.
I'm a mom of five. I they range from 17 to 8 actually. Um they I have three teenage girls and then I have two boys after that. So, it's a busy house.
Yeah, we're in the ages again.
My oldest is going to be turning 18 in January. Then my twins are 15 and my oldest son is 12 and my youngest will be 9 in January.
And then you also have, like we
and and then I
talked
have
about.
my daughter's best friend is staying with us right now too.
So folks, this woman is raising 16s. So talk about a hard goal, taking in already have five, and then taking in another one is
I went from one to
painful. Like,
three, and it was like it's chaos is my house, so it really doesn't. If I had to take anybody's kids in, I would do it.
yeah, twin teen girls. Ah,
Mhm.
that would be stuff for the other show I do, stories for bedtime nightmares. For
They're
me,
not actually they're to the age where they're calmed down, so they're like they're it's easy now. It's not easy, but it's it's it is what it is. I don't know. It's hard to explain. You just do it.
you just thrive in chaos. I mean, I can't even imagine cooking for that many people because your husband, Chris is just as sweet as Holly is, and works a tremendous amount of hours. So trying to feed 8 people, that's got to be quite the kitchen and cooking experience.
Well, I have a culinary arts degree, so I that's what I went to school for.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, so my
No
kids
wonder your
eat
food tastes so
good.
good. I can't believe Chris doesn't weigh 800 pounds. Must be all the work he does to keep the calories off.
Yeah. He doesn't get to eat it warm because he's a farmer. He gets to eat it warmed up in the microwave.
Hey, Marla. So now we get to talk again about your fitness journey because to me that's amazing, the fact that how far you've come. You're a 3-time state champion, state record holder deadlift.
Mhm.
So let's tell all the people out there how that went because I know a lot of people in the chat. Everybody wants to feel better, but you took the steps with between 5 and 6 kids to make time for you.
I when I was 38, my dad was it was 2017. My dad was diagnosed with lung cancer. Um and it moved fast. He had a part of his lung removed and around Easter time that year, and then in August he passed away, August 31st. And before he passed away, I promised I would get healthy. That was a big goal of us for him. He told me I needed to, and I promised him I would. So from 2017 to now, I haven't stopped working out. I may not track my food very well, but um, I went to that December. I started at Battle Fitness, and I watched this mom lift heavy weight, and I'm like, I want to do that. And so I entered my first powerlifting meet. Actually, 2 weeks after my mom passed away was my meet. It was um, 2 weeks after August 3rd of 2019. Um, so my weights for that meet, I think my squat was like 150, bench was like maybe 110, and my deadlift was maybe 225, two, three. Not it wasn't over 300 yet.
Yeah, that's over 300. Yeah, and wait till you hear what these final numbers are, people. Like I said, 3-time state champion and record holder in Michigan, state of Michigan. So what are those final numbers? Those
My
your biggest numbers?
squat, my gym for my PR gym squat is 350 pounds, 315 pounds. My bench is 147. My deadlift is 429 pounds. My state record is 419. So my goal in May is to break my own state record, to get three more of them at for 420, 400. I'd love to get over 430.
Folks, she outpulls me. So, and that's not a joke. The girl is a powerhouse, and the willpower and to be able to make those kind of gains with 5 kids and a family owned business to me is just mind blowing. I don't know how she keeps her head on straight. And for anybody who didn't hear it, she even brings me food, and it is darn good food. If I lived there, I would be 400 pounds. And yeah, I imagine a good backhand would probably take one of the twins' heads off. So she's
Actually,
got to watch her temper.
my twins' boyfriends, because they're 15, their boyfriends are more afraid of me than they are of my husband. So it's
Chris is deceptive, though. He's one of
what?
those guys. Chris is deceptive because he's one of those guys that doesn't look as strong as he is.
He could do about he tried, I think he did 400 when he was working out really good.
Yeah, and he's only what, 180 pounds?
Between 180 and 200, yeah.
Yeah, so
Yep, I just asked him today at dinner time. I'm like, let me see if I can lift you up. So I like walked him around the kitchen on my back.
Virgil, she has the state record in Michigan with 419.
419 dead. There's three different deadlift records that I have. Like it's the same 419, but it's three different sections of it. So yeah.
Yeah, my best pull's only been 385. So Holly has smoked me in a deadlift. So that's why everything's out tonight's Battle Fitness night. Between Holly and I, we worked together. We've been friends for a very long time. She started at the gym just shortly after I started working there. So we both made some big changes as we've gone through life. Fortunately,
Mhm.
mine haven't involved, 6 people at my house. So when did I'm gonna put it? Well, I'll just let you tell it, as far as having gifts start to come around.
um,
What
when
gifts are
I
they?
was when I was 4, I my mom put rat poisoning down in the basement, and without even going down there, I went to my mom and said there was a sick mouse in the basement, and it was the rat ate the poisoning. And I didn't even, sorry, my cat. And I didn't even go down there. And then I remember shortly when I was like 5, I remember I remember waking up and seeing like a ghostly figure in the doorway of my bedroom and not even thinking anything of it. And then I actually scared my dad once because it was just him and I in the car. There was no one on the road, and there was a sharp corner. And um, I told my dad to slow down because we were gonna get in a car accident. And as he slowed down and went around the corner, a car flew around the corner out of nowhere and would have hit us if I wouldn't have said anything.
So that probably freaked your dad out a little bit.
It did. It did. It
Did you
did.
talk about it afterwards or anything?
I didn't know. I don't remember that part, but he surely does. He surely did, actually. He mentioned it to me. He goes, "You scared the crap out of me when ouch, when you did that."
Little twist that says, "Congratulations, Holly. That's a tremendous milestone."
Thank you.
Little twisted note, 12 gauge needed. Just get Holly. Exactly. Unless it's a dead mouse because she refused to get the one out of the gym. I have to do that.
Yes, that's for sure.
But we tag team it because she's not afraid of spiders and I am. So it all equals out. So after the dad incident, did you ever talk about it with anybody?
No, I've always been hush hush about it because I didn't want people to think I was weird or there was something wrong with me. So I never really told anyone. But and I was always really scared of like exploring anything because I didn't know where it was. It just scared me. As I get older, it doesn't scare me.
A little more accepting.
Yeah, you just like you see shadows in the corner of your walking in the corner of your eye, and you're like, whatever. Like it's not scary. You just
What's the
accept it.
scariest one you had?
Um, I do remember when I was 16. I it was like when the last real original Freddy Krueger came out.
Hmm.
Do you remember that one?
Oh yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street 6.
Something like that. I was watching it with my dad, and I wasn't scared or anything. And I remember going to sleep and waking up to tapping on my shoulder, and this was like hard tapping, and then someone saying my name, and I didn't think anything of it. I fell asleep, and then a little while later, I woke up and it tapped it harder, and then it was like a screechy voice, and that scared me. And so it's crazy, but I sleep with lights on in my bedroom, like a little night light every night, because that freaked me out a little
Well,
bit.
yeah, that'll
And then I
do it.
remember, I remember actually living in a haunted house when I was like in like first first through third grade, I think it probably was. And I remember sleeping because I slept with my sister and I shared a room and we were sleeping in bunk beds, and I had long hair down to my butt, down to my down my back, and I felt it was in a ponytail and someone was grabbing it. Something was grabbing it. We were all sleeping, and it was just playing with my hair. And then like 3 months later, my dad had a scanner, so it would blink, and I was sleeping on the couch, and I went into my parents' room for some reason, came back out, and there was like this little muscle person, and I screamed, and it barreled upstairs. Well, there was a lady who passed away. There were people who owned the house because we were renting. A lady passed away, and her stuff was bolted shut in this room, and we were not allowed to go in there. And I think that's where the stuff was coming from. Because we would go, my sister and I, we would be in the house and we hear something like chop and roll, like really, really loud. Even outside, like it was that was at that young age, it was scary. But the thing that was when I was 16 was I think it was like a demon following me because my cousin told it to go away and I never came back.
Now, you told me about an experience that was with your twins. Do you want to talk about that one?
No, just in case, no, because I don't
Oh,
want to like,
oh,
um,
gotcha.
yeah,
Ears? Nope, no
yeah.
worries there.
But like it, um, I there was a gentleman that I worked at the boathouse and as a for my internship, and there was a gentleman that unalived himself while I worked there, and things tend to like attach to me. So he we went to work as normal, but you could feel him. You could feel him like prepping food in the back room. Like you could just feel. Well, he followed me home, and he would not leave me alone. I actually talked to the lady that gave me like a witch spell to have him leave me alone
I didn't know that
because
one.
what?
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, no, it was freaky because you could just feel him in the back room prepping food like we normally would. He was, I don't think he meant to do it. He was waiting for someone to stop him, and no one, and the person that he was calling never did. So you could feel him. And then my husband's mom passed away. She was like about 55. She had a epilepsy seizure, and she flipped over and suffocated. Um, she never got to say goodbye to any of us. Like the weekend before she passed away, we had a dinner, and my oldest son was 6 months old, and my twins were little, like 2 or 3, and we went over there for dinner. The best. She was so happy, and then the next weekend she was gone. So we would she my husband's stepdad could feel her at home, like he could see her in the corner of his eye. And then one night I was sleeping, and I was a baby monitor because I had the baby, and I could hear and footsteps going from my son's room to my daughter's room to our room to all night long, just the breathing and breathing really heavy and the footsteps, and our baby gate would fly open and shut. And finally my husband's stepdad had to say, um, it's okay, we're okay, you can move on now. And she was finally able to move on, but that kept me up all night long because I could just hear the footsteps back and forth and the breathing in the monitor.
That would be creepy. I don't know
Hmm.
how I would handle that one. I mean,
I was
hearing
a
things
little
in the woods
freaky.
is one thing, but right in the baby monitor in your house.
Hmm. Yep.
Virgil said, "So sorry, hon. Blessings from Manchester, England."
But this happened a long, like I said, my babies were babies. Like my 12-year-old was 6 months old, and so and then around after she passed away, between when my oldest son was a year and a half, um, I got pregnant and I miscarried between my two boys, and it was really really hard. And I went, and my kids all have blonde hair, curly hair, and I went into my son's bedroom and looked down on the floor, and there was a baby on the floor playing with his toys. I thought it was my son, so I glanced and looked away, and then I glanced again, and it was gone. I believe it was my baby. I believe that my baby was a girl, and she was visiting me, playing with toys on the floor.
Pretty amazing, letting you know it's okay, it's happy.
Yep. Yep.
Miscarriages. I'm really sorry. I mean, I know some of this, but I'm still really sorry because my ex and I, when we had a miscarriage, I still think about that date. So
Yeah. It was hard, but I wouldn't have what I have now. So it's amazing what the human body can do.
yeah, Lori Gibbs is, so she is okay.
Yeah. And
It's
I made sure I
heartbreaking.
named. I told myself it's okay because my mother-in-law Cheryl needed a grandbaby in heaven. Is what I tell myself. It's okay. She needed someone up there with her to love on. And I know someday I will be reunited with it with my baby. So that gives peace.
That's what I told everybody in here. Your heart is even bigger than your deadlifts, and that's saying something. So, any current activity going on that I know you mentioned about maybe having the sage again?
Yeah, yeah, I think so because I think I see like black movement like in the corner of my eye when I go upstairs. It's nothing creepy or scary. It's just I'd seen stuff. I seen something like in the corner of my walking on the turf at the gym. So like when the is it the vortex when that gets thin, like things get it gets a little wonky,
Oh,
or it's the I don't know how.
yeah, I think what they call it poltergeist when all energy builds up. I wonder if you could with 8 people in your house. I wonder, and teams. I mean, all the
Yeah,
emotional. outpouring there. Holy cow.
Yeah. Yep.
So
Yeah,
maybe
I
that's
do.
kind
It's
of a
just
routine
to
thing.
redo the energy of the house. I need to. It's not bad, but every once in a while, my kids will see stuff because I think I passed my gift down to my kids, and my daughter will be like, "We need to sage the house." I'm starting to. I can see things, and I'm not sleeping very well.
Twisted says you got a hitchhiker. Lori, yes, there's activity because of right-aged people. And now about your kids, passing it on.
Hmm.
All of them, or
Um, my oldest, I think she can sense and see things. My my son, he sometimes he said he can see like he's seen like a skinny black thing walking in the hallways. And we actually saged that thing out of our house the last time we saged. And then my son seen something like walk out of the bedroom into the living room where he was sleeping and then walk out. So he freaked and came down and slept with us. So they do. I mean, my older sister, who is actually my biological mom, she would have dreams come true. So she would have if she dreamt something 3 times in a row, it'd come true. So she has, I think it got passed down generations to me, and people just didn't want to admit they had something. So,
yeah. Virgil says that's a little bit. Well, brother, I can see you're upset by that experience. Yeah, I actually teared up when Holly was talking about that. So, well, I guess now we'll get to some. We'll go off the paranormal for a little bit and talk about how you got into Bigfoot and what's happened to you. You got a
so
couple good ones.
you got me into Bigfoot with all your evidence because I really wasn't a believer until you started showing me things, and then we took my family and I we took a trip to the Appalachian Mountains and and stayed in a cabin. I think it was for like I don't know how long it was, and we had a Bigfoot experience there. And then we just recently went back, and actually, you let me use your recorder. I can't wait to see if we got anything on that. Um, but the first time we went there, the first the first the second night, the second full night, my daughter and her friend were up watching TV, and they heard scratching at the door. And they woke us up, and my husband went out, and there was nothing. There was nothing at the door. And then, I say 3 or 4 nights later, we were having a campfire, and we kept hearing like loud crunches in the woods, like something was gonna come up the hill because it was a steep hill and a little stream at the bottom, on the other side of the driveway. And we just kept hearing crunches and footsteps. We were expecting like a bear or something to come out, and nothing. So, my daughter's friend, my oldest son, and I went to the edge of the woods, and my son threw a rock um, down on the down in the down the hill, and I heard this weird growl. It wasn't a bear. It was nothing I've heard before. And then shortly after that, um, we heard things getting thrown. The crunches of the tree branches started getting louder, and we something was throwing either rocks or trees on the shed, and it just kept getting closer and closer and closer. We were expecting a bear, and we didn't see anything. I remember I went into the cabin and started messaging you on Facebook to ask you what we needed to do because we didn't I didn't know what we needed to do, and it just went on and on and on. So finally, it was funny. My husband had a headlight, so he's glaring right into the woods. Because we were expecting something to come out, but there was nothing. And so we went back. I went the next morning. We went and took pictures, like you suggested. And what was it that we seen in the picture? Because you looked at them.
It
It
was
was
hilarious because what we had a face with the hand and it looked like it was giving us the finger.
how many did you say? You said there was more than one.
Yeah, I think there were three if I remember right. One had his
Yeah.
face over, one was standing up, and one was like up on its belly. So I'll have to dig those pictures out because the one looked like giving us the finger was hilarious. I mean, jet black, you could see the black leathery hand and the finger.
And then a couple of days later, it we got we still were hearing the crunches again, and then like I could literally it was I everybody was sleeping, and my bedroom was closest to the outside, like where the deck is, and I could still hear the crunching from inside of the cabin, and like scratching and stuff moving all around the cabin. Our last night there, I didn't get any sleep. So they were also clear cutting just down the hill, like right next to us. They were doing a bunch of lumber work. So probably didn't like us there.
Yeah, Lori said he was probably just done with humans.
I think you said that maybe they were juveniles,
They're
from what I
normally the ones
remember.
who cause the most trouble. Virgil saying if I ever get to Virgil, I would love to go to the UK. I absolutely love it there. My bodybuilding coach lives there. Uh, Dave Crossland, if you've ever heard of him, but I'll take you up on it because I want to get there. Yeah, I remember sitting there and I am just so excited to be messaging you, going play by play. Now they're tapping. There's stuff being thrown on the roof. What do we do? I mean,
It was like it was thunk thunk thunk.
you
They
sent me a
they
video
just
of it.
kept throwing it.
Lori, can we see the Bigfoot photo? Lori, it is on my phone, and I don't know how to get pictures on here yet. But with Holly's permission, she and I will do a YouTube video and we'll go through it and we'll put the pictures up and I'll get off my dead butt and get that audio listened to because it sounds like on the next story is where it really gets interesting.
Yeah,
Too.
we
Not that
went.
that one wasn't. I mean, like I said, you got faces in the trees and so it
We
takes hands to throw. So
we were all the way up on the side of a mountain, like all on the top of it. And we rented a 10-acre cabin. And it was like the first morning we were there. Um, I got up at 6 o'clock and just sat on the deck to watch the clouds go over the mountains.
mhm.
And it was all these bugs and birds and everything was chirping. Then all of a sudden, it got quiet, and it was quiet for like over an hour, and you could just hear thunk, 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 some off in the distance of something, and then all of a sudden, even the bugs started making noises, and like it became alive again, and um, then our last night there, we my husband was cleaning the grill or something, and it was like 11:30 at night, and he goes, I am not going to my truck. He goes, I heard something outside that I don't think you should be hearing at 11:30 at night. I have no idea what it was, but I'm not going anywhere outside. So we put the recorder on that part of that side of the cabin.
Yeah, it's my fault we don't have the audio. So I got if anybody's got suggestions on audio software for uh recorders, let me know because I have no clue how to do it. I would ask Prince Hensley, but I know he's going through his own stuff. Lori is excited about doing you and I doing the YouTube one so they can see the pictures.
Yeah,
Is it
I
like
think I have I think I have I can dig them out too, and we can figure it out because it was only one good one, but it was we you zoomed it up pretty good.
Paula from Dan Antonio, everyone. So the thunk, thunk, thunk.
Hmm.
What was it like gunshots or was that like?
No, it was like wood banging. It was
Oh,
like
okay. So,
it was like something was banging on wood.
and what time was that?
It was 6:30 in the morning, and then it was I think I don't know what my husband heard, but he said it was like some kind of banging or something. Um, at like 11:30 at night.
If I remember right, you said something about like you thought a tree was being messed with, pushed over.
Maybe that's what he's seen. I don't quite remember because that's when I was still loopy from my surgery on vacation,
Yeah, tell me about that. That's crazy.
where I choked on meat on
Yeah,
vacation.
and the fact
Where
that your dad was an EMT and didn't think nothing of it.
yeah, yeah, it, surgery. Yeah, they had to put me under. I didn't think I was like I was my the meat was completely blocking my esophagus, so
Yeah,
nothing could go down.
tell everybody how that happened. I mean, with kids and your dad, you're feeding 9 people now.
Um, no, he didn't eat. He came later. He was just sitting on the couch, and sometimes food will get stuck when I eat if I eat too fast. Well, I ate too fast, and I didn't want to choke and then puke everything up, so I just like swallowed as far out as I could, and I got like a quarter size piece of meat of steak up, and then I went to bed thinking I didn't have any. Well, I woke up and water wasn't going down, everything was coming up. And I ended up going to it was in Asheville. I had surgery in Asheville, North
Yeah,
Carolina.
there
And
we
we went to the urgent care, and the urgent care people told me to go eat a piece of bread to try to unlodge it or go eat a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich. And I told the surgeon that when I went in there because I didn't know I needed surgery. I don't like to go to the doctor, so I was trying to like um play it off like I didn't really. I couldn't even hold saliva down. Like it, like so it was like a thumb sized piece of meat sideways in my esophagus, and they pulled it out, and I was recuperating in the side of a mountain at an elevation is no joke.
Amy did the same thing I did. Chick-fil-A sandwich. What?
Yeah, the surgeon
You're
was
choking on meat
mad.
and
He
you
goes,
tell you to
"You
eat
don't eat food
Chick-fil-A.
if food is stuck." Because I didn't know there was food. I didn't know that there was that I had food that big stuck in my throat. So I went to bed and woke up the next morning, and I remember I had massive thought like my like massive heartburn. I thought it was like thought I was having like seriously something wrong with me, but I just went to bed and woke up. Luckily, it didn't shift or anything.
Yeah, you're lucky you woke up.
Mhm. Yeah.
And uh-oh. But now you're recovered.
Yep. Yep.
And Amy wasn't here. 9 people, and what I mean is Holly and her 6 kids and husband and her. So Amy, she's a woman of true willpower and love. That's for sure to be doing that. So what's coming up for you?
Um, I am I'm in the process. I'm going to be start training for a powerlifting meet in May. It's an all women one, and a lot of women in the organization I powerlift in, they all compete on the same day. So
Oh,
that's my next big
so is
thing.
it state or nationals, or is that to qualify?
Oh, I don't when I pulled my hammy, I didn't qualify. When I was deadlifting my last meet, I think I have to get, for my 3 lifts, I have to get over 870 pounds.
I mean, holy crap.
Hmm. Yep.
Well, I mean, you do half of it in your deadlift, so
Yeah. I got 395 this last state meet. Or not 395, I'm sorry. 795 total. So once my shoulder heals and my
also you're that
hammy
close,
heals.
not far at all then.
No, no.
Yeah.
At one point, I was like 50
Oh,
pounds off.
yeah, get that bench up and
Mhm.
you can make that up really easy because you're already squatting 300,
Mhm.
pulling 4, right there,
Mhm.
7. So
Yep.
you got it in the bag. Another state championship coming up.
Yep.
How about family wise? What are you doing for the holidays?
Nothing much. Working like you.
And for everybody
Working.
who's late, Holly and I do work together, so we both know and we both come a long ways in the fitness journey. Holly started out with the bar and now is squatting 300 and deadlifting over 4, benching over, what was it, 1?
I did 147.
Yeah. So, and we started our fitness journeys at the same time. Basically, I was only there a couple of months before you, and that was when I weighed 373. So we're both on a pretty good run right now, if we can stay injury free.
True. I just have to do all my lifting work.
That's right. And I know you're never supposed to ask a woman this, but how old are you?
I just turned 45.
45.
Yep.
So at 45, she is pulling over 400 pounds. Anybody who says you can't make changes as you get older, you got living proof right in front of you that if you got the willpower and desire, you can do it.
And I started at 38.
Yeah. So, I mean, even just since your first meet, you've over doubled your weights. I mean, that's
Mhm.
incredible, no matter who you
Mhm.
are. So, what about Bigfoot now? What do you think about him?
It's interesting. I can't wait. Can't wait for you to take me out to
I
your
know
spot.
we got to do that, but with winter and a
I'm
two-wheel
not
drive
doing it
car.
in I'm not doing it in wintertime because I will probably get stuck in the snow.
Yeah, exactly. Me too. I got snowshoes though, so it was the first year. There's actually snow. That might be my cardio from now on. Go out there and
Yeah, but I don't run. So like me running in the snow, I always joke and say I'd be a nice burrito for something. I don't run.
I don't either. I'm not going to spend my last few minutes as a coward, and plus, I'll just go meet Jesus. You know,
Yeah.
be done with it. Let everybody else get away while they're trying to figure things out.
Yeah.
My friend I go with, one of them she's like under 5 foot, uh, and I always joke whether or not they're gonna pick the little one because it's easy pickings, or they're gonna pick the big guy because he's got a lot of steaks and chops on him. So,
I'm just the one that doesn't run. So I'll be like you'd be like 10 steps ahead of me.
Amy asked a good. We'll start a poll. Who else here owns a pair of snowshoes? Well, we can dump them. We're up to our butts in snow. I need snowshoes just to get out of my house. So, what do you think Bigfoot are? Let's go that route.
What do I think they are?
Yeah. Do you think they're monkeys? Do you think they're humans? Do you think they're
I don't
spiritual animals?
they're what?
Are they spiritual animals that just
I
exist in Indian lore?
I
Native
think
American.
that, they're not like monkeys, but they're like you can almost like they're like mystical. Like it's just interesting to think of some of the stuff um that you thought was like only in books and movies could actually be real. Like I grew up thinking that the dog man really was just not real because I would be in the woods. I'd be in the woods at nighttime and somebody like, oh, did you hear that? That's the dog man. And we'd barrel it as teenagers in the car. So it's interesting that, you know, the stuff you don't, I think they're so highly intelligent that they're way more advanced than we ever are. And it just amazes me that they can hide so good. They're their original Where's Waldo, you know?
Exactly. That's exactly it too.
Yep.
Because a lot of the shows I've done, people haven't seen my photos, so you'd be one of the only ones in here that I think have seen some of the stuff I've
Oh, you
taken
show me a
pictures.
lot of them. I have them all saved actually in my Facebook Messenger. I
So see,
save them.
folks, I'm not pulling your leg. People have seen them.
It's like Where's Waldo because some of the you have to like really look in the pictures to see the outline of them, and it just makes you more conscious and makes you look on the ground for tracks as you're walking in the woods. I was almost like, did a bear really get my bees this summer, or was it something else? Because there's that little sighting map. Um,
Oh yeah, Bigfoot
there's
Mapping Project.
Yeah, there's we looked up the farm in Buckley, and there's have been some sightings there. So I'm like, was it really a bear, or was it something getting in it? Because they didn't ruin my frames. They just put them on the ground. They like knocked it down.
Oh,
Yeah.
and didn't take them all.
Nope. The bees moved to my other hive, I think, though. So
Lori Gibbs wants to know where you're from if you want to share that.
um, I live in Traverse City, like actually just down the road from you, Brian.
Yep, we are close friends, close living quarters, and we also. Oh, thank you, Lori. Appreciate that. Super sticker. We are coworkers as well, so we actually have a great team at Battle Fitness right now. One of the best that I've ever worked with since 1986. So that's saying something. Holly, and if everybody's watching, I don't know if I want to be giving out names, but Holly, if you want to shout her out, I'll let you.
Oh, I don't know.
You shout her out. She'll appreciate it. She's probably sitting there laughing right now anyway.
Maria.
That's the one.
Yep.
If you're watching, Maria, hello. She's probably like, oh my God, right now. She's such a bubbly little 21. So, any other encounters that you aren't sure of? No, wait a minute. Didn't you get something at the farm in the trees? Your
I thought
family
I
farm?
did. I thought I did because I sometimes you feel, how you feel watched. That's I felt watched, and I took a picture, and there was like a little opening high up in the trees, and I'm like, I wonder if that's. So we kind of zoomed in, and you're like, maybe.
Yeah, if I remember right, it seemed like it was a different color,
Mhm.
like a human shape. But
It was high up.
how big's the farm?
It's an 80-acre farm.
Oh, yeah, so plenty of room.
But
And
like
surrounded
the
by,
house, there's a house and like 8 greenhouses and stuff towards the first half of it, and the rest of it's woods.
Oh yeah, so there's plenty of room for a big fella to be walking around, or big girl.
Mhm. Yep. You never
How's
know.
training? Now that you're recovering from your hamstring, how's your training going? And what are
It's
those
going.
sites again?
It's
When's your
going
next
good.
meet?
It's going good. I'm making sure I do all of the stuff that's programmed for me because that's I wasn't. I wasn't doing the important stuff.
Want to give your coach a shout out?
um, my coach Dane.
So, and that's who's, believe it or not, people, online coaching does work
Mhm.
if you put the time and effort into it, uh, which Holly does. And actually, if you want to explain how online coaching works, that'd be cool. I mean, for
I
me, it's different because I'm just getting nutrition and weight. So,
I I get my programming. I get programmed for 4 weeks. Um, so he tells me what to do on like day one through 4, and then he gives me the weights and everything's percentage from my max down to my lowest percentage of weight to lift. And then I send in videos, and he critiques my videos, tells me if my form is a little off, if my depth's a little off on my squats, if I'm doing good, if I'm having a hard time like trying to tweak something, he will tell me, give me suggestions on how to do that, and it's really nice. It's like I just do what he tells me to do. So,
and he's actually able to make the corrections by watching your video and
yep,
verbalize how to fix it.
yep, yep.
Lori's here finally. I think she's late, but now one thing, you know what? One thing I never asked you is, what's Chris think about the whole Bigfoot thing?
He finds it interesting. Like he believes. Like you've made us believers. Like we in that our first encounter was like is also what did it for us. Like I think he wants to go out with you bigfooting too. Actually.
I'll have to look. We might still be able to get in at that one spot where I got that picture of that one standing behind the tree that was looking out, that 8 footer. Remember that one? That's pretty clear.
I think so, yeah.
So I think we can get back there. We'll just have to go during the daytime. I'm not brave enough to go out to that one at night. Not after what happened out there.
Yeah.
That was the one where I took with the nursery.
Oh, that's not the one that you stepped that you interrupted dinner.
Yep.
It was,
Yep. And that was where there were three.
yeah.
We got pictures of two of them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you said that one was pretty scary from what I remember.
yeah, when you got a, you know, 8 foot, well, the one that Sean and I saw was closer to 7. 800-pound imaginary monkey throw his hand up because you put a flashlight in his face and roar at you. And that's pretty
The roar
crazy.
is different, isn't it? It's like hard to explain.
Yeah, it's
It's like a roar. It's like it's not. It's really hard to explain.
where it sounds like online coaching works better than telehealth, even during hospitalization. If you got a good coach and a good client, it's amazing. Um, the coach I worked with has helped me, but which I'll shout out Dave Crossland on that, but nothing compared to the degree Holly has come.
Well, I've only been with this coach for a year, and that's where all of my strength has come.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Because the other coach was not quite as
Yeah.
attentive as this one is.
Yep.
Lato says Bigfoot at camp and night, nah pass. Intrepid. Uh-oh. I don't know if that's good or bad. Amy, I do miss Richard Simmons. We all miss Richard. Richard was the godfather of fitness. Let's just put it out there. Good night, Lori. What would your if you could go Bigfoot anywhere, where would it be?
Mm, I'm not sure. Um,
Lori.
Sorry, my son was telling me where he was going.
I
Um,
the fact that we made it this long without uh, a kid, it blows my mind because there's so many there. I mean,
if
you
I
got your own township.
if I had the nerve, I would I would ask you to go to the is it the Manistee Forest? That's
Yep.
really creepy up here.
You know,
That
Manistee National Forest.
yes, but I don't think I'm brave enough to go.
That's Dogman territory.
Yeah, that's where I'm not brave enough to go.
Yeah, they still have the gates up where they actually parts that used to be accessible to the public. They
Mhm.
put huge cattle gates up that are about 8 feet high, and they block the path off, and the sign it says due to aggressive animal activity.
Yeah, and
So
that's like our backyard, pretty much. Not very
yeah,
far from us.
yeah, that's Dogman is something I really don't care to run into.
Mm-mm.
I've never heard of a good encounter.
No.
I know people in chat have, but me personally, I don't spot a Dogman and throw a frisbee. Yeah, exactly. Get him to fetch.
That just
You
it
ever do
sounds
paranormal investigation?
huh?
You ever try paranormal investigation with your senses?
No. No, I haven't. I tend to not I can't I tend to not watch I don't watch that stuff on TV either cuz I won't sleep at night. My husband I keep Chris up banging him with every noise. I'm like, "Did you hear that?" So no, that would probably not work very well. Um
Do you
no,
ever?
cuz I have like people who have passed away have like come to me in dreams. So like if I had my mom come, so I don't really they pop in my head when I'm
Uh,
sleeping. So
how many times does that happen?
um when my well, here's one for you. My sister-in-law had a friend who passed away at a party, and it was accidental, and she was praying for answers, and I was sleeping. I never met the guy. I only seen him once at church when I was going to church, and he came to me in a dream. I never see their face. The face is bright light. It's like a bright light, and I fit his personality to a T. He wanted me to tell her it was an accident. It was not intentional. Um, he he's not hurting because he had depression. He's not hurting anymore. He's happy. He was like in some mud truck type of thing, and she goes, "You fit him like a T." She didn't believe me, but when my dad passed away, he came to me in a dream. He showed himself as adult coloring books. So it had my siblings. Each of us were in a corner, and then my mom was in the middle, and he wrote "He loved us" in each corner. of the book. I've had my mom come to me right after she passed away because I was her caretaker. She was it was a bright her face was bright, but I knew who it was. Like I knew her voice, and she thanked me for taking care of her for the last 6 months. It meant a lot to her. My daughter Audrey is actually holding her hand when she passed away, and when she wanted me to tell her thank you, it meant a lot to her to have Audrey hold her hand. Um, she told me that she was proud of me and that she loved me. And then I asked her if she met with because it was right after she passed away. I asked her if she's seen my dad yet, and she told me, no, there's different levels of heaven. He's in the black level, I'm in the red level. But she goes, that's okay because I'm happy, I'm not in pain anymore. And she goes, I am with some school friends that have passed away. That's what she said. And then I've had my aunt pop in my head, like literally her voice, and then her laughing and saying she loved me just out of the blue. I was thinking about her. I've had my grandma. My grandma, she actually, when my daughter was first born, she actually was rubbing my feet at the end of the bed. There was no one there, but something was rubbing my feet. I wanted her to meet my husband because I've been with my husband for 25 years. And when she passed away when I was 16, um, I, as I met him and was married to him, I was sad that she didn't get to see him and meet him. And in my dream, we were at her house, the way it was before it got rebuilt, redone. And she comes walking in the living room, and I'm like, Grandma, what are you doing? You passed away. She's like, I just wanted to tell you that Chris is a good guy, and that I love you, and that I'm proud of you. And then she just vanished. So,
Those are
but I've
amazing
had,
gifts.
huh?
Those are amazing gifts.
It's I've had strangers. One of my powerlifting ladies, she was having a hard time because she didn't make one of her lifts for her mom. Her mom came to me, and she was like, I need you to get I went to Hobby Lobbies, and she made me get this plaque thing. I was urged to have to get it, and she wanted me to give it to her and say, I'm proud of you no matter what you did. And so I gave it to my old coach to gift her because they were friends. um that was the only one that was like for a stranger. The rest have been from loved ones.
Is this something you have a little control over, or does it just naturally
It comes
happen?
and goes. Like it I don't know when it's gonna come. But it really helped me when my mom passed away. It helped me kind of not be so sad because I know she was happy. And but that's what I don't tell people stuff. That's the stuff I kind of held in because I don't want people to think that's crazy.
And I think people are realizing more and more that this is real. Things are
Yeah.
happening. Definitely becoming more socially acceptable.
Yep. Yep.
So, what are your plans for the holidays with that many? Are you going anywhere? Are you staying home?
Oh, we're staying home.
Yeah, having anybody over?
I don't know. It depends if I want to cook. I'll probably have my in-laws over, but um, I don't do big parties anymore. I don't
Yeah,
have anyone left actually. They've all passed away. And my siblings all do um their own thing.
yeah. I noticed when my grandma passed, our my mom tried to hold the family get-togethers together, but they were never the same. It seemed like she was the glue that everybody showed up for. And then now that my mom moved to Texas, for the most part, I mean, it's like Elaine and I and her parents. So
Yeah. And you know what? I don't really I went from when I first got married, I was cooking for Thanksgiving dinner for 22 people.
That's a buffet. That's not dinner.
Like 20, like my turkey was like 25 pounds. And now I like the simple. It's sad for my kids, but I like the simple. The simple, not a lot of people, like it's less stress.
I'm with you there. I think I've had my people time, and
Mhm.
simple is best. You know, what's
Yeah.
that? What do they call that? KISS? Keep it simple, stupid, or stupid simple.
Yeah. And the holidays are just not the same like without my mom. I'm going to be perfectly honest. Like she was the holiday person, so like if I didn't have kids, I probably would be content watching TV, eating a small dinner.
Yeah, actually relaxing.
Mhm.
You don't stop. It just amazes me because she's literally an Energizer bunny, finds time to train. And no, I'm not blowing smoke, people. This is the truth of what I see every day out of this woman. So, and for her to take even an hour out of her day to come share her story, I thought was pretty generous of her to do that. So now people wanted to get a hold of you. Are you open to that, or you just like, maybe they
um
want advice on powerlifting or
sure. Sorry.
motivation? How would they find you?
Um
You got an
I
Instagram.
I like I'm on Facebook and Instagram. A lot of my workouts are on Instagram.
What's your
Like
Instagram?
oh crap. I think it's HWERP, I think is what it is. HWERP.
I think so. I think you're right.
I don't know. I made that a long time ago.
We'll see if I can find it real quick on you here. And she knows, folks, it is something to see with somebody with 300 pounds strapped across their back hit depth when they work out. The depth is the key part because a lot of these people are quarter squatters. So, and the fact of watching somebody pull 400 pounds off the ground. Yep. It's HWERP on Instagram. So if you want to watch and see Holly progress even further, because I know that girl's got more in the tank. So,
I don't plan on stopping working out. I made a promise and I'm going to keep it. I don't want to be a 72-year-old lady that can't get off the couch. So now I'm like doing it so I can take my groceries in and, go up and down the stairs and not, I want to be a healthy old person.
Amy, appreciate you both, truly do. And Amy, we appreciate you and everybody who's listening. And I think Holly's words right there were great words to end the show on. So thank you, Holly. I know this is way outside your comfort zone. So I do appreciate you coming on because I've had a lot of fun tonight.
Well, thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
I mean, your story is something definitely should be shared and inspiring. People thinking they're too late in life to be able to do anything when at the age of 38, here you go from lifting a bar to setting state records 3 times.
Yep, I plan to do it again, hopefully in May, to get my
I,
beat my own state record. Because I go up in a master class, so I get to beat the same lady's state record again.
oh, so you haven't been competing, Masters?
I'm doing since I turned 45. I go to master. I was in masters A age group, and now I'm in masters 1A. Now I'm in masters 1B. So the same lady who had the state record for deadlift in my old um, age group, she has one for this master's class, and I'm going to beat it.
You're going to smash
Can't
it?
I can't beat her squat and her her bench because they're like super big, but because she had 1,000 pound total, but I can beat her deadlift.
Hey, there you go.
Mhm.
And she's probably been lifting since she was like 2. So, well, thank you, Holly. Can you hang out so we can talk backstage when the outro's done?
Sure, sounds good.
Okay. See you soon.
Yep. Yep.
Thanks, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun with Holly. I love working with her every day. And as everybody on the Grizzly family says, thank you. And from coast to coast and around the world, have a great night. Have a Merry Christmas if I don't see you before then, or see you in chat. And have a good night.